Alrighty, hello there, everybody, and welcome all to the Explorers of Efera. I don't know the voices. So yeah, today we have got an action-packed. This is session number 25, which is pretty crazy. That is almost one more session, and it'll be a half a year's worth of D&D sessions. Woo! But we've been playing for even longer than that, which is awesome. But yes, so we have got it. We are here. We are here, to quote the Who's in Whoville. And I am the king of obscure Dr. Seuss references. So I think without further ado, this session is sponsored by McAllister's Lemonade. Because the water pressure in the straw
just
works so
start
much better.
the game.
What do you mean?
You're delaying.
I can't not talk about our sponsor of McAllister's Lemonade.
Uh-huh.
Well, I hope you're happy,
Dude, that's
Kayla.
such a Midwestern restaurant that literally
Is it?
nobody else probably knows what the hell that is.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know
Yes.
what the hell that is.
I thought you were just making stuff up.
No, McAllister's is like Panera.
Joseph?
You guys have Panera?
No, stop.
All right. Very
We're
well.
playing Dungeons and Dragons, Joe. This isn't what's happening right now.
Okay, all right. Let's just chill. All right. So, let's just go ahead and dive right in. Since apparently you guys are here to play D&D, nerds. All right, I'm so sorry. Okay. So, last we had left off, all of you had made your way back to the city of All's Crossing thanks to the magic imparted to you by Baramichi. Or now, more considered Baralo, this sort of entity that was the guardian of this temple. Made your way back to All's Crossing with, one, the information that Korvac would be contained in that temple for a year. And then also that in order to get into Nibiru, this lost city, this ancient city, to reawaken the ancestors, you had to complete these trials and gain these keys from the other three tribes. So, you made your way back to All's Crossing, and you discovered that you had been gone for not just the 3 or 4 hours that you thought you were, it was 3 months to the people on the outside. So, in All's Crossing, 3 months elapsed from when you left New Efera so many months ago. A lot has changed. The revolution has, it had taken off and there was so much momentum behind it, but now it is coming to a halt, and it has almost been crushed as this, the Battle of All's Crossing, is the last stand for this revolution that you had missed out on. And it is currently up to the group of you, the 5 of you, to salvage this revolution and put it on the right path of victory, making sure that those who have been cast aside and those who have been destroyed by these trading companies and the Governado, that they get their comeuppance. They get what they deserve. So, in All's Crossing, all of you spent the past almost week and a half prepping, doing anything and everything you could, from going out to ancient runic circles in the middle of the jungle, communing with the forces of nature, awakening these giant stone golems to help fight with you. Cyrus being the apparently the key to all of this, because the golems said that they were proud to serve he who wears the crown of chaos. Not exactly knowing what that is or questioning it any further, you're just left to wonder. What is that? Cyrus also being the person reaching out to Runemaster Imariel. Imariel saying that he would provide whatever he could, but he was under a very close eye. And he did. He provided anything from alchemist fire to healing potions, remedies to cure ailments that different soldiers might be facing. So, thanks to him, you all were able to... all of those 100 who had been... who were wounded or unable to fight initially because of the help of Varnast and Morganix, and the magics from Runemaster Imariel, all of those 100 are able to fight. So that means you have 200 soldiers at your disposal. 70 archers, 75 light armor soldiers, 50 heavies, and 5 knights, the Knights of the Dawn. So, all of those things in mind, along with the traps that Alec had made to help thin out the troops, you all are hinging on 2 things to make this fight easier for the group of you. 1, you are hoping that the magics of Morganix and the stealth and sleight of hand of Selah, along with the distraction of the Knights of Dawn, can give you all enough time to disable or weaken at least the Hellfire cannon. Hope is the operative word, yes. Hoping to cause some type of havoc, so that way when the cannon fires, it doesn't shoot at All's Crossing, it immolates itself. It explodes on its own. That's the first thing. The other thing you had done is you had sent troops north and south to scout out, to see what exactly the numbers were, if what Imariel had told Cyrus was authentic and realistic. So, the troops from the south returned that were led by Juniper, the Earth Genasi woman who many sessions ago all of you had helped Gray save, who was sharing a cell, or a cage, I should say, with Selah. So Juniper led the ones to the south, and Gray, the dwarvish wayfinder, led the ones up north. So, to the south, they returned the day that Morganix and Selah aimed to leave. They return, and they do inform you that the trees were able to be cut down. They're not sure how much of a delay it's going to cause for such a large group of soldiers, because they could verify that there were probably about 475 to 500 troops. So they will delay. It's just they're not sure how long it will. They tried to set up some small traps to help thin out those soldiers along the way. But it would maybe delay them for 5 to 7 hours. Definitely not a full day or anything like that. Those are the words you received from Juniper. To the north, however, they were supposed to return the same day that Juniper and her wayfinders returned, but there is no word from them. There is no ravens, no messenger birds, no magical messages that are sent from them to all of you. So, with that, we are now on the day where Selah and Morganix planned to head out, along with the Knights of the Dawn, to try and disable the Hellfire cannon. So, day of, there may be a day, maybe 2 days marching pace away, with all of you mounted for the majority of the journey, can get there in maybe, 3 or 4 hours. So, with that, no word from Gray and his wayfinders. Selah and Morganix supposed to go out today in order to get there with enough time. I ask all of you, what would you like to do?
We have to go anyway. We can't afford not to.
Alright.
So we have 200 troops to use.
Yes, which, what I went ahead and did on the map is I divided them up evenly on each border. Well, kind of. So right now there are 6 different units on the map.
Where at? I don't see any. I only see the Guardians.
Really?
Oh, really? I see them.
I see them.
Oh.
I do not.
Blind, I guess.
Do you see your tokens?
Okay, are they, represented by these guys?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. It took me a second for me to understand that those were people.
Yeah. So, right now they're divided in half. So,
Okay.
At each border there is, 30 archers, 25 heavies, and then, 75 doesn't divide evenly. What did I say here? So then there are 35 spearmen on each gate, with 5 in the reserves in the tavern.
All right. So, if I remember correctly, the plan was have the Knights of the Dawn, Kareem, and then a few just kind of like archers or people who specialize in like kind of stealth head up north to kind of distract the forces while Morganix and Sayla sneak in to sabotage, correct?
Correct. Distract and lead them directly into larger traps.
Right. So
I don't remember any archers going. I thought it was just the Knights of the Dawn and Vampire Daddy.
I thought we were going to send a few people just to try and pick off some more, just because we wanted to try and take out some numbers in case their weapon didn't deter them.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That way, you know, 1 or 2 people, you know, the more that we can take out before they get here, the better. So
Exactly. I don't know, did we want to do like 30% of our forces going north, the 70% staying behind to deal with the south in case there's any overlap? Or I don't know, what do we want to do?
We're not taking 30% with us. They're just going to stay at the gate or nearabouts, right?
I guess I think that I thought the understanding was a smaller group, like just Morganix, Sayla, and the knights. There's 12 knights, correct?
5.
5. Okay, Jake. Just the knights, and maybe like, I don't know, throw in another 5, so you got like, or 15. So you got like 20 people going, because I feel like we shouldn't send a vast number out.
No, the smaller this group is, the better.
I think 20 people is a good number.
Okay.
They'd be hard to find, could easily disappear into the forest, lead people into traps and stuff.
I agree. So they're gonna take 20 people north.
Okay.
With sole intentions of everyone being a distraction leading to a trap while Morganix and Sayla
do their work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the rest stay behind for if/when things go very bad / the south arrives.
Yep.
Yeet.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So, with that, there are enough mounts for all of the troops then. If you're only taking 15 archers, there are 8 horses, so 2 people on each, and then 1 person kind of riding solo. And then the 5 knights, and then Morganix, Sayla, you would be able to hop on a horse of one of the knights in order to ride with them until you're within proximity of the war camp. Okay.
Okay, question though.
Mm-hmm.
The knights are going to try to lead them away and distract them. Are Sayla and I hoofing it back on foot? If we survive?
Could they not have their own horse?
Like, can you not spare a donkey? Fuck.
No,
Right,
yeah. So,
they're not
so,
like an
okay.
extra horse for them?
No, yeah, all right. Yeah, you guys can definitely get an extra horse. So what it would be is that there would just be some archers riding with the Knights of the Dawn and working like a mounted archery cavalry.
All right, cool.
Mounted
Sweet.
archers, yeah. So yeah, you guys could definitely get a
Sayla
horse.
and I need an exit plan.
You guys get a nice thin
Sayla-
racing horse.
Sayla can run real fast.
I can just hide and they'll walk right past me.
That's also true.
Before we leave, I wonder if Sayla would indulge me in a experiment.
Okay.
She
I wanna-
would, though, hesitantly.
I want to try something. I'm going to take some rope, and I'm going to tie... Sayla, are you wearing like a belt or something?
I would imagine for my sword?
Okay.
Where's my sword on my back? I don't even know. I'm a terrible D&D player.
No,
that's
you're
fine.
not. No, you're not. If that's what makes a terrible D&D player, I don't want to play D&D.
Yeah, I'm going to take like a 4 to 5 feet of rope and tie one end to my belt and one end to hers, and then I'm going to cast invisibility on us. Since everything we're wearing goes invisible, does the rope as well?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, I drop invisibility. I just needed to know. I mean, once we're invisible, we're not going to be able to see each other. But if we need to find each other, now we
This
have a
is
way.
going to complicate movement by a lot.
We could use a longer one.
I think she's
That's
saying
just
neither of you
worse.
can see where you're going.
The problem that I see with the rope is that we're gonna trip somebody and alert somebody to our presence.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Okay, skip that. We'll just have to. I mean, once we're invisible, our only way of knowing where each other is to talk to each other. So once we see it, we might just have to make a plan of what we're going to do after and hope the other sticks to it.
It would appear, because
Okay.
the rope is risky.
Okay, you're right. I wasn't thinking that through. But that's okay. I can get my. Can I take a short rest on horseback to get that spell slot back?
Yes, you could, yeah.
Cool. That was all I wanted to do.
Alright. Well, on that note, are we ready to start this crazy adventure?
I think we need to.
All
We'll
right.
see you both soon.
Yeah. We'll see about that.
Be safe.
The tides of chaos say it'll go well.
Be very safe.
We'll try. You too.
Yeah, you guys stay out of trouble.
Hmm?
She pointedly looks over at Cyrus like, stop, don't cause more shit. Or if you do, at least throw the fireball towards the enemy and hopefully it doesn't sputter out.
I have no recollection of what you're talking about.
Of course you wouldn't. She just walks off.
Morganix is gonna hug the three of them before she leaves.
Like
Alec
hell
will
you
Whether
definitely-
they like it or not.
Alec will definitely hug back.
Well, you meant Cyrus, Varnast, and Cyrus, right? I mean,
Yeah, not Sayla. Hell no, I'm not suicidal.
You're allowed to spend days together, it's fine.
that Varnast will return it easily.
like hell you'll get a hug from Sayla.
We're gonna have to share a horse. That's closer than either of us are comfortable with.
She's not gonna like this.
She
Okay.
doesn't like anything. Let's just go.
It's not her fault. She just doesn't like touchy-feely.
After they hug, Alec will just kind of give you the whole fist to chest, give you guys a little bow, and she will head off to her position, which is down south.
Morganix will falter for a second. Like, is she supposed to copy that and decide against it and leave?
All right. Okay, so, with that, you depart for now, hoping deep down that you will return. Alrighty, so with your 15 archers, your 5 knights of the dawn, and Sayla and Morganix, the group of you, all 22 of you, head up, out of All's Crossing, and begin to ride north towards the war camp. Alrighty, so let me just go ahead and let's get the right ambiance going here.
Are you beating up your keyboard?
Nope, that was me making noises with my mouth.
Oh,
Oh, that
This is
definitely
me.
sounded like
This
slamming
is
your
me.
keyboard.
That's
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So, you begin to ride northward. Now, the ride is mostly silent. Now, so Lapierre, when you first met him in the room, he was very loud and boisterous and very aggressive. But now, as you are riding near him at the front, him and all of the Knights of the Dawn, there is a steely coldness to not only them, but the archers as well, as you ride away, and eventually All's Crossing fades in the distance, and in front of you is jungle, and behind you is jungle. All of them are focused, and all of them are ready to do what is ever necessary to make sure that the two of you succeed. So, you all make your way, and there is probably about... you start off slow and then break off into a trot, and it's maybe about 6 hours of riding until... Well, it's odd because you're confronted with something that Morganix, you know, very well. For a moment, you think you see snow beginning to just slowly fall down from the sky. In front of you, Sayla, it's not something that you're familiar with at all, being from a nation embedded in the desert. You look up and around, and it's snow, and Morganix, you can't help but smile, and you sort of go to catch one with your mouth, and as you do, and it dissolves into your tongue, that's not snow. That's ash. The taste is acrid and disgusting. The taste is the first thing that you catch, but then you recognize the smell. You don't know how far away or how close it is, but you can smell brimstone. Whatever this thing is, it is generating a lot of heat, and it is burning very hot.
Oh, man.
Looking down the road, you can just see, you're not sure how far away it is, but there is this slight tinge of red coming northward. It's not moving. It is just almost like the sun is setting in front of you, but it's almost completely pitch black around you at this point, but there is that tinge of red coming from down the road. So, Lapierre, go ahead.
Time to dismount.
Yep. So, you and Sayla dismount, and so Lapierre looks down to you and Sayla, and he says, "If death may find you tonight, I pray that it is a quick death, deserving of proper heroes such as yourselves."
I don't plan on dying.
Good.
You as well, sir.
Knights Archers, are you ready? Good. Into the great dark once more. And with a kick into the sides of his horse, all of the rest of the knights follow, and so do the archers. They begin to ride past you towards the red hue, and eventually they disappear. You keep your horse with you, and then what would you like to do with the horse this far out?
I think we should find a place in the woods.
Tie him off.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Tie it off, and the horse is a little nervous being in the middle of the jungle. And
I'll try to soothe him a little.
okay. And no animal handling check necessary, just with the whinnies and a few pats on the side of the face and a couple of scratches in the neck.
Pets and food.
Yep. A couple of carrots. Horse calms down. And the very large, beady eyes just kind of stare at you. And it seems calm for the moment.
Oh, let's hope he stays calm until we get back.
If he doesn't, I don't think anyone's going to hear him over what the knights are going to do.
It's not that I'm concerned about. We need to be able to get back quick.
Oh, we need a lot of things. I need to do something really quick
Okay.
before we pop our potions. You're not going to like it, so I'm just going to kneel down and pray to Ayun.
Sayla just kind of stiffens up and is like, yeah, that's fucking gonna do a whole hell of a lot.
I ignore her.
Okay.
I
Go ahead.
sorry.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I would say, knowing mistress, I ask for your guidance. What we're going to do is dangerous, and I need your wisdom. These are evil men, and probably some innocent mixed up in their ideals. But these men want to destroy the history of this place, and we need to preserve it. Please guide us.
Okay. I would like you to make a religion check for me.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
First roll, here we go. Set the tone. Set the tone. Okay.
Okay.
What a tone.
It's the only good roll I'll have tonight, don't worry.
Oh, Lord help us.
So, you sit for a moment and you just wait. Sitting in the jungle, Ayun typically, at least where you're from, prescribed with clean libraries and well-kept books. The scent of ink and parchment. But here, in a place where you would think it would be least likely to find her comfort, you don't hear a voice or a calming orchestra, an angelic anything. Instead, what you hear is something that, a noise that you didn't realize how much you missed. The fluttering of pages of a book. Then there is that smell of old wood, and you feel confident. You feel somebody's watching over you in this moment. You know that she isn't, but maybe, just maybe, Ayun is. So you stand and breathe, and you have 1 point of inspiration. Now, this is
my god!
Whoa, that's
What does
huge.
that do?
Oh, it gives me advantage on a roll of my choice, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Oh, that's so clutch.
Nice.
I'll just kind of nod to Sayla. It helps me. It calms my nerves. Even if you think it does nothing, it at least does that. Thank you for not stopping it, I guess. And I will take my invisibility potion out of my bag and kind of hold it up in a sort of cheers.
Yay.
I'm gonna let you lead the way and maybe keep a hand on your shoulder?
Yeah, that probably would be best.
Okay. I trust you.
Insight check.
Actually, can I? Can I?
Oh, man.
I'm gonna do it.
Hurts.
Oh, you want to do it? All right, make an insight check. Morganix, are you lying?
I don't like her, but I trust her.
Sayla, as far as you can tell, she's telling the truth.
She is conflicted about this. She would rather than be lying.
We're off to such a great start, y'all.
Right?
Alright, I'm gonna down my special 8-hour potion.
It's gone. And
Yep.
invisible.
Put my hand on Zayla's shoulder.
Then Sayla will take hers.
Glug, glug,
Nothing
glug, glug, glug.
Yep.
Alrighty, both of you. 8 hours of invisibility. Hopefully you can get it done in that much time.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I'm just kidding. Unless, okay, so you all begin to make your slow and calculated trek to the Hellfire Cannon, to the war camp. So, after maybe 15, 20 minutes of walking, you can hear it. You can hear the voices of people chit-chatting with one another, the clanking of steel and hammer, sharpening of weapons, and this churning noise, this that almost you can feel a very, very slight vibration in your feet. That smell of brimstone and the ash. I mean, this entire area, it is just coating the trees. And most alarmingly so, you can see now, being this close to the Hellfire engine, that there are very slight, not very noticeable, but trackable footprints that you're leaving. So, you haven't entered the camp yet. Don't have that to worry about yet, but it's something to keep in mind going forward. So, making your way around the camp, you, like I said, you can see that the entire area is covered in ash. The smell of brimstone is ever present, and also now there is that acrid taste is just always in your mouth. And it's just not something, no amount of clearing your throat or even every once in a while trying to take a swig of water will get rid of. It is just there. You feel uncomfortable, and your throat just feels kind of scratchy the entire time you're here, being next to something with as intense heat as this. So, after about 15 minutes of making your way around camp, no stealth checks necessary, eventually you see it. It's about as large as, in all honesty, just to use a modern day example, about as large as like a semi-truck. Currently, it is not in firing position. It is laying flat on the ground, but you can see these large sets of wheels that are attached to it. And scoping your way around, you can see that there's some type of firing mechanism on the very back of it. Currently, right now, there are maybe 50, 60 troops just idly standing near it. And what look to be two arcane types wearing robes and that have staves that are currently standing next to one another, talking and communicating about the Hellfire Cannon. Now, Morganix, are you the one with... Can you read lips?
No, that's me.
That's you. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to make sure. So, neither one of you not being able to read lips, and they're not always looking out to where you are. It's just kind of hard to tell what they're saying. So, they continue to talk there. The rest of the soldiers around them, seemingly just drinking and having a good time. So I'll go ahead and move you to the image for the camp. Like I said, there's that red tinge just surrounding you that this light is currently giving off. The Hellfire Cannon is currently giving off. So, two of you sit and you wait, waiting for the distraction. It's a good thing you brewed these extra special potions, because it takes about an hour and a half before something finally happens. For a moment you get worried. You're worried that they were caught. They're worried that they routed, that they changed their mind, that they decided to leave. I mean, Sayla, you'd be lying to yourself if you said that you didn't have that thought at least once. You would understand where they're coming from. But they didn't. You can hear a horn. And you can see that there are the soldiers who are standing next to the cannon. They sort of look to one another. And the mages, they also look to one another. And there are a few shouts that are made. You can hear one of the mages go, remember, protect the cannon at all costs. This cannon cannot be lost. It's the key to the victory. Our intel at All's Crossing tells us that, well, they're more formidable than we originally thought they were. Go! Go! We can't lose this cannon. So, you all, Morganix and Sayla, you very, very, very clearly hear that. And you... Oh, shoot, I actually... did you want Kareem to come with the two of you?
Oh, yeah. Oh. Sorry, I'll stay out of this.
Or did you want Kareem to go with the others? Sorry, that was something that I totally blanked on.
What do you think, Morganix? The more people we have, the more chances we probably get found, but at the same time, Vamp Daddy is very strong.
I think you're muted.
Organics.
Sorry, is it day or night right now?
It's nighttime.
Yeah, I think we're better off with just the two of us, and he can be on team distraction / drain everybody dry.
The murder train.
Yeah.
Alrighty, cool.
Nice.
He has no problem with shape-shifting into a bat and then dropping down on somebody and then turning back into a bat and doing that over and over and over again.
Nice.
Man, I aspire to that.
Okay. Alrighty. So, sorry, I just wanted to clarify that before we got into this. So, you can see that there are maybe... There were about 50 or 60. Most of them do mobilize to the opposite end of camp where those soldiers were. Or where the sound of the horn came from. So, you hear that, and there are maybe, in this section of camp, 5 soldiers left.
Near the cannon?
Near the cannon, and the 2 mages are still standing near the firing mechanism. So that is 7 people total. Now, most of the soldiers, it's getting about nighttime. Some of them are heading off to sleep. So there's really only 2 soldiers who are awake, and the 2 mages.
We should have brought Kareem for these ones.
Can't say anything about that now.
Yep,
Try
too
to
late.
be as quiet as possible.
Yep. If I do minor illusion, does that break invisibility?
Ooh, I think it does, yeah, because I think it's an
Okay.
any action.
Just making sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does too. Okay.
Okay, so the 2 of you just want to approach the firing mechanism, or approach the Hellfire cannon?
Very quietly and carefully.
Yes, very quietly, carefully.
Okay, alright. Moving into the camp now, I'd like the 2 of you to make stealth checks with advantage. Just so that way we know whereabout you're at. 13, okay. Sayla, 24. Okay, alright, cool. So, you 2 moving together, Morganix, you do keep your hand on her shoulder, and you are trying to walk as lightly as you can, and you can see that Sayla walking in front of you is barely leaving any footprint. She's walking so light. Really controlling her center of gravity and making sure that making her way towards the cannon, that there is no chance she could be seen. However, there is one moment where the 2 of you are walking where as you're walking, you can see there's one guard walking directly in your path, and you realize if you keep your hand on Morganix, that he's going to walk right into your hand. So you break away from her grasp. Sayla, you can feel the hand release from your shoulder, and as you sort of pivot and turn, you can see a guard walk right in between you and Morganix. Not but the 2 feet separating you, almost brushing against your nose with his sword, walks right past the two of you. You can see him kind of stop and look around, look up into the trees, and you can see that most of the guards are staring up into the trees. They're not even looking down at the ground. They're all just staring up. And he's maybe 5 or 6 inches away from all of you, from the two of you. Fucking smoke. And he walks away.
I will carefully try to reach out for where I think Sayla is.
Okay. Sayla, having not moved yet, you're able to find her. You do end up kind of touching her face a little bit by accident first, but then she corrects you to her shoulder.
Whoops.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So, from that point on, you can make your way to the cannon. Now, the closer you're getting to the cannon, the more uncomfortable you are getting. To the point being right next to it, just within proximity, maybe 5 or so feet, the heat is blistering. Probably in the 150, 200 degree range, just that close to it, where anything that you are doing next to it, there is a chance that the heat can just overtake you. And whatever you were trying to do just fails. So, unless you find some way to combat the extreme heat, any checks done near it are done with disadvantage.
If I summon the Hexblade, that's a bonus action. I don't think that breaks invisibility.
Yeah, it's just a class ability. Yep, it says attacks or casts a spell, and that's not either one of those.
Set to cold damage. I will summon it and see if that does anything.
And you can feel that icy grasp, and there is the energy that you're getting from it is mostly Mount Kentith, but there is an echo of a deeper voice that comes from the energy you're using, but is quickly squashed as if it was never there in the first place. And you do feel a coolness come over your body. So you feel fine.
I will kind of shift the Hexblade into the hand that's on Sayla's shoulder, so like the hilt is touching her.
Okay, Sayla, you do cool down a little bit, but the heat is still really, really intense.
Okay.
Um,
Is it okay before we left, since I have to use a long rest to decide which, can I have decided to fight like a pirate just so we have a little bit of an upper advantage there?
okay, yeah, sure, that's fine. No problem with that.
We've got healing potions, so it's probably best to just kill things as quick as we can and get out.
Yep.
Okay, so at about this point, as you're making your way near the Hellfire Cannon, you can see that the two mages have been talking to each other this entire time. You can see one is older with sort of almost like a very thin, long mustache that is almost entirely white, that is talking at the other one, and is saying, I'm not exactly sure why Imariel thought you were qualified to be here with this cannon, but you're going to learn if that's the case. These things were made by Duragar gone insane, so if you're going to do this, you need to be absolutely careful. One wrong twist of a rune can upset the entire system, cause a catastrophic failure. So, showing him to the having this large tome that he's holding in his hands, which, oddly enough, you can see the two of them, even though they're standing near where like the main exhaust is of this heat, you can see that there is, they're not breaking a sweat at all. They seem absolutely fine to be standing here. And the two of them just talking back and forth, and you can see a younger, maybe in her mid-20s, elven woman who's just kind of trying to follow along to what he's saying, scratching down notes every once in a while, but also seems perfectly fine. But on her, you can see an amulet. that seems to be like a golden amulet that seems to be embedded with a ruby, that is giving off this very magical sheen to it. Just even from a distance, you can tell that there is magic in work there.
Oh man, I so want to talk to Sayla right now. I'm just gonna kind of squeeze her shoulder and kind of gesture in that direction.
I
Like,
can't see the gesture, but I can hear that you're making a gesture, so I'm just kind of like,
yeah, like I think I'm kind of like nudging your back in that direction.
okay.
Like a gesture against you.
Okay.
Sorry.
So she's gonna take that and try to figure out the direction you're wanting to go.
Oh my god. Is it just the two of them?
Yeah, it's just the two of them, and it seems like every 5 or 10 minutes there is a guard that makes a round near them.
Okay.
But the other 10 or so guards in this area are currently asleep.
I'm gonna kind of put both of my hands on her shoulders a little bit firmly to see if she stops.
With you doing that, I probably would, just because.
I'm gonna lean as close as I can and whisper quietly, amulets. Oh god, I heard a dice roll. Oh god, oh god.
Okay. So, Sayla, you hear that?
Yeah. Okay. Question is, what kind of amulets? Can we tell what kind of amulets they are from where we are?
You can't see anything on the older mage who seems to be in charge, but the younger high elven woman, you can see she's wearing it over her robes. That it's a gold amulet that is embedded with a ruby. And you can see that it's shimmering magically, and even somebody like you who doesn't necessarily work with the arcane on a daily basis, you are able to passively recognize it. You're not exactly sure what effect it's having, but you can tell that there is some magic that is active there.
Alright. I'm just gonna whisper back, just barely a breath, thoughts. Like, what are your thoughts?
God.
Joe, no, bad Joe.
I'm so torn on if we try to get it or if we just do the thing, because you need it. God, I don't know.
The problem is they seem to know what they're doing. So Sayla's trying to work this through. They could kill them and take away the people that know how to fix the thing or know what looks wrong. But if they do, then they lose their invisibility and now there's 2 bodies to take care of.
I can cast invisibility on us again. The question is, could we kill them fast enough?
Sayla could assassinate, which usually deals a decent amount of damage. It's Morganics that she would be concerned over.
I mean, valid.
Because she can't hesitate, and she needs to do good, otherwise we're fucked. Unless we can cause some kind of distraction to get them away from it.
And it's not like we can communicate any of this to each other.
I know!
You can keep talking to each other.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, I'm sure. You'll just keep rolling that fucking kettlebell.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Okay.
I am going to whisper. Distraction. Bah!
Okay.
Sayla is going to tap her hand just very lightly to let her know she heard. And she's going to start leading her towards a spot where they can hide, like physically hide. Because Morganix, if she uses illusion or any of that, is going to go uninvisible.
Okay.
Okay, so further away, because right now you guys are about right next to, like, within that 5-foot radius of the Hellfire cannon. You could probably make your way towards the tents, which are about 25 feet away, and you could hide around there and get some fairly good coverage. But right now, next to it, I mean, the entire 25-foot area around the entirety of the cannon is just completely clear.
Are we in a place where we could still whisper to each other a bit more safely?
A bit. There are still near you inside the tents. There are people sleeping. You know,
No.
in some of them. So, I mean, you could look in each tent, just so that way you could know. Try and find an empty one, so that way you could whisper to it more safely. It's up to you. All right, just be clear, the more you move around, the more tracks you're going to leave behind, because don't forget about that, too.
Right.
Gonna get in close and quietly whisper. Do we just do it, or do we try to get rid of them?
I don't think you have it in you.
I'm laughing, not Morganix.
The machine next to you is loud, and you can feel like that's what's covering up your whispers, so they're not able to be heard as well.
Oh, good.
So you can tell that you two are struggling hard enough to hear you right next to each other. So those two mages who are, 15, 20 feet away at the machine, you can tell that any type of thing like whispering would be very, very difficult for them to just kind of catch.
Okay.
I have a gut feeling, this is me saying this, not Morganix, that the young one might be a plant on our side. But I have no way of knowing until we kill the old one.
Lucky for you, Sayla would want to be the one to kill the old one because older means more than likely more powerful.
Thank you.
Gonna whisper. It has to be done. Either way, I trust your judgment. You make the call, and I'll follow your lead. Motherfuck!
I gotta get different dice. Holy crap.
For whom the bell tolls!
Sayla would probably use that succubus kiss. It's a guaranteed kill if you just
Okay. So, Sayla, as you say that, you hear the older man go, Did you say something? Girl! And the high elf girl, she goes, No, I was taking notes. I was paying attention. I didn't say anything. can see the older man. He... Stay right here. Be right back. See him step down. He's sort of very slowly walking over towards where the two of you are.
I squeeze Sayla's shoulder and get ready for what's about to happen.
Is anyone there? Gonna make a perception check. Okay. Looks down. Well, he looks up and looks into the trees. Looks down. And Sayla, you can feel like he's looking right at you, except you can tell he's not looking into your eyes. It's like he's looking at your shoulder, but he's just staring down. And he looks further down.
Can I assassinate and pray that Morganix is quick in the uptake since we're not that far away?
Okay, yep. Go ahead and roll for an attack with advantage, because as you see him look down, his eyes widen and you see his mouth open, and in that moment you go and thrust your sword, and let's see if that's a hit.
I get sneak attack, yes?
You get sneak attack, yep, and since you have assassinate, it's an automatic critical if it hits.
Don't miss.
Oh, okay. Alrighty.
God.
Damn.
So what we're gonna go ahead and roll for damage, and then let's see. The saber does 8, and then your sneak attack is. Make sure sneak attack is checked. So your sneak attack is 18 plus 8. That is 26 automatically. So 26 plus 10, 36 plus 6 is 42. Okay.
Bonus action dagger?
Okay, bonus action dagger.
So I don't get advantage on the dagger. I do normal.
That is a hit, and... Okay, there we go. Alrighty, so you thrust at him with the sword, and as you begin to thrust, you can see him just slowly begin to move out of the way, and you slash at his neck, and he grabs onto it, and you can see that he's still alive. You pull out the dagger, and you jam it into his eye, and it sinks into the socket, and his body...
I was about to say, can I grab at his body and try to hold him from just falling and making noise?
Oh, yeah, with this stab into the eye, you grab him.
He's dead, right?
He's dead.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
he's real dead, yeah.
I really hate to be this guy, but did it take the whole 7 to kill him? 'Cause that should only be a 2 since it's her offhand.
Oh no!
Okay, let me re-add up the damage here. So, 6, it would be 16 plus 8, so 8 plus 18 is 26 plus 16, oh gosh, why am I so bad at math? Calculator, because I'm terrible at math. Plus 16
You're killing me, Smalls.
plus 2. Okay.
Is he dead?
No. So as you
Hexblade.
Hexblade. Okay, make a slash. Go ahead and roll for an attack.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh, that wasn't supposed to.
Okay, the first one was a 17 though. That's still a hit. Roll your damage.
Well, you're still invisible, aren't you?
What?
Well, you're still invisible, so wouldn't it be at advantage?
Oh yeah, it would be. Regardless, 17 still hits. Oh, that's right. You get 2 attacks.
Oh yeah, you're level 5. That's right. Hey.
Hey, there we go. Okay, so yeah, the dagger stabbing in towards the eye, he ends up flicking his head out of the way, and it just cuts into his cheek. But Morganix, you come in behind, and you just grab on and just thrust into his stomach, right in through his side. You hear him. There's that gasp of air, that as the
I put my
air.
hand over his mouth.
Okay. Okay, so with that, you stab, and as he goes to begin to go into that death rattle and that escaping of air, you cover his mouth before the sound can get out too much, and now both of you visible, dead body in your hand.
Invisibility.
Okay, you cast invisibility. Is that anything that you are holding? Right?
Anything holding or wearing.
Alrighty, the body goes invisible too. As
Cool.
currently,
She's got the body, and I'm making my way towards the girl as quickly and quietly. But I stop.
I feel, is he wearing one of those amulets?
he is, yes. Now that you can see, he was keeping it tucked into his robes, but you can grab it and pull it out.
Take this! And I rip it off him. Because I'm okay with the hexblade, right? She's the one that needs it.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. So I make my way back to where she and the body had been, and I feel around. I find it. I put it back. I put it on. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna keep it anyway.
Okay, so as soon as you do put it on, Sayla, you can feel that the area around you, that heat, dies down. You feel like you're just in a normal temperature. It's maybe 65, 70 degrees outside. And the heat no longer is affecting you. So this is a amulet to fire resistance, okay?
Nice. I'm keeping this.
Yes. So in case Cyrus ever decides to fireball you for some reason, you now are protected from it.
Cool.
So now she's just left me holding this dead body, like, what the hell?
Yes, you are now holding the dead body of an old man who currently the blood from his face and neck is just beginning to drip out onto you. And you can see that the small drips, as soon as when they hit you, they're still invisible, but as soon as they drip off...
Is there like an open tent flap I can look into?
Yeah, you have to make your way, like I said, you guys are right next to the cannon right now, so you have to, like, make your way over towards the tents, holding it.
Shit.
Your tracks are definitely a little heavier now
The girl didn't see this, right? Like,
What's up?
The girl didn't see, or did she see? Like,
No,
what
as
did
you're
she-
making your way over, she's just kind of going over her notes, and she says, so that arcane rune means this, but
Okay.
what about the other? Oh, there's too many. And you can see she's way too caught up in trying to make sure her notes are correct.
Sweet. Okay. So, knowing that we are safe, I'm going to go back to her and I'm going to help her dispose of this body.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. Alrighty. So the two of you, say, like, you end up... Well, how do you want to help her, right? She's, like, leaving these huge footprints behind because she's carrying a, 110, 120-pound body on top of her, leaving behind these very obvious footprints and droplets of blood from the wounds on him.
Oh, goodness. So, I don't know if I have anything on me that'll help in cleaning that.
We gotta find a place. We'll worry about that later. Check the first tent.
Okay. I'm going to check tents.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Oh, fuck. I'm proficient in that. Can I help with that?
No,
because I'm holding a corpse.
I was gonna leave it up to you, but I was like, do you really think you can help while holding a dead body? Okay, Sayla, it takes you a hot second where you are just kind of peeking into different flaps, and you kind of go every other one, trying to see if maybe that'll help you find one faster, but it seems like every tent you look into for a solid minute is just, there's somebody in there, but eventually, finally, after a minute, you find one with a person, or with nobody in it. Seems like it's just an empty bed. There's no candle lit in here, no lantern, no nothing. It's dark. Nobody's in here.
And I guess she was quietly trying to follow me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I motion for this one to get him in here and lay him in the bed, cover him up.
Cool.
Okay, alrighty. Throw him down. Obviously a little more softer than that. Cover him up. Blankets. And his body does reappear, but he just looks like he's sleeping right now.
I was about to say, I probably rolled him onto his side facing away from the tent flap and then covered him up very well so that, yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, so then, two of you now exit footprints and blood, and you can see that coming around the corner near where the girl is, there is a guard that is beginning to come around, and you can see him look up to the high elf girl, and is like, where did he go? And the high elf girl, she says, what? And he says, "Where the runner for the machine? Where did he go?" Um. I think I think he had to use the restroom. I think, or he had to. And the guard says, "Stupid girl. Fine. Whenever you see him, tell him Ethos needs to talk to him. We had a couple of well, we're dealing with some issues on the southern front right now, and granted, we would love to have some support. They've been doing this hit and run. Never mind. Just when you see him, tell him Ethos Ambrose needs to see him immediately, okay?" And the girl goes, "Yeah, I will. Uh-huh. Yeah, I will." Good. And you can see him kind of jog off and away.
I'm gonna whisper to Sayla, I think she's on our side.
How do you know that?
It's just a gut. I don't think we need to worry about her. I think we can just try to do what we need to do.
If you're fucking wrong. If she's wrong, Sayla's gonna be ready to just murk this girl. Like, she did.
Okay. Alrighty. Now, there are still tracks in blood from walking from the cannon to the tent.
For the blood, I mean, I don't think I could do anything about the tracks at this point. There's too many. Other than just try to walk more carefully. In my bag, I have ink and I have a bag of sand. And I think I'm just going to try to kind of cover the blood up and make it look like somebody spilled.
Okay, yeah. No, that's good enough for me. Alrighty, so you do end up doing that, taking out a little bit of the sand and kind of mixing it up, and eventually mixing it up and going over where the bloodstains are in the ash, it seems that for the most part, it's disappeared, just taking the time to go back and cover them up.
Okay.
That was good ink.
Yep.
Alrighty, so, two of you now. Cannon is still fully armed and operational. Granted, the person who seems to be the main operator is no longer alive.
Right, and the girl seems like she doesn't really know what she's doing. So if some of the things were tweaked, she would have no idea.
Probably.
Hey. So now it's just a matter of getting past her. Okay.
If you want to take her out, okay. But I'm not sure we need to.
I was thinking play on your hunch. Try to talk to her, and I'll be ready to murk her if
Oh, I'm not going to talk to her.
Oh,
I thought we would just stealth and do our thing.
we can. Problem with that being she's right there.
She's not paying attention.
It's true. What do you need me to do?
Joe, what do I need her to do?
Okay, so if you two now feel as though that there is sufficient damage control done, then it would be a series of alchemist tools checks on your part, Organics, and thieves tools checks on your part, Sayla. Pretty much you would be working to uncover different plates where the arcane mechanism is at, which is what Sayla would be doing. Opening them up and trying to uncover them quickly and quietly without breaking her own tools or breaking the plates. And then Morganix, your aim with the alchemist tools would be to make sure that you're placing the things that you prepared beforehand in the right spots. So that way when the cannon goes to fire, they explode, not as soon as you place them in there.
I quietly communicate that.
Okay. So.
All right.
What
So we go for it.
All right. All right. So what I need from the two of you is I need each one of you to make 3 of your rolls respectively. Right. This machine is very big. It requires 3 different weak points on it in order to fully break down. Right. If 1 or 2 are successful, it won't be as deadly or as effective. But in order to be fully unoperational as soon as it fires for that catastrophic effect you want, 3 rolls. So 3 Alchemist Tools checks from you, Morganix, and 3 Thieves Tools checks from you, Sayla.
I'm using luck. I'm using my inspiration. I am using inspiration, good sir.
Yes, you may. Okay. So on the wait. Hold up on the Thieves Tools check. Let's do this one at a time. Okay. So on the first one, right, this one is the most difficult because it is closest to the operator, right? Now the girl is very focused on her notes, looking back and forth between the arcane mechanisms on the operation table and her notes, and so she's not paying really any attention to anything going on around her. So the first one right next to her, Sayla, this is a foreign device to you. It's no lock or it is no fastener or anything like that, but it might be something kind of like this. And as you begin to use your Thieves Tools, almost something is more of like just like a toolkit, acting some of the tools as screwdrivers and things to pry off very thin sheets of metal. You eventually are able to get it loose and take it off very quietly. Morganix, you reach into your pouch and you pull out of your bag a vial, not even thinking about it, so obsessed in the moment that you need to do this correctly, and as you pull it out, you feel some type of divine intervention stop you. And you look at the vial, and that is not the right vial. That's a health potion. You do not want to put that in there. That will have no effect. And honestly, you're not exactly sure how healing magic would work with explosives. You're not sure what would happen, how it would react to this volatile of heat, so you decide to put it back in your bag.
Hey, fire is purifying.
You feel that fluttering of pages, and you find the right potion that you need. You end up
Can I
setting
stop to pray again? No.
So you set it in there, fixing it right to a spot where you can tell in any of these areas that these are the areas that generate the most heat that would eventually melt the glass, exposing what was ever inside to the mechanisms on the inside. So Sayla, you put the plate back on. You re-affix it, sealing it up, making sure that it looks like no one was there. And now you move on to the next one. So Sayla, the same one you're able to do, you get it now. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Not a problem. Nobody hears you. Morganix. Alchemist Tools. Nice. Okay. This time you pop it off. Sayla, very quiet once again. And Morganix, you grab the right one, fixing it in the right place. And with a clunk and a clink of the glass tapping just the right area, your hand is definitely very, very hot. You can see to you that there are parts of your hands that are beginning to turn sort of a light pink color just from the intense amount of heat that's coming off of the interior of the machine, especially jumping up maybe 50, 70 degrees on the inside. With the sword, it's not a big deal, but you can tell if you didn't that this would be really, really painful for you right now. Luckily, you got it. So, plate back on, quiet. Last but not least, I need one more check from each of you.
Oh, Anna.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty, so you are getting confident. You are not getting cocky. You know what's at stake, but you're starting to get anxious. You are starting to... yeah, exactly. You are starting to think that we've been doing so well. Something has to go wrong. And Sayla, as you are moving your Thieves Tools, there's a clink crack. The tool you've been using breaks. The metal is so fine and sturdy, and even though it's thin, it is so hard. And almost like a twig, it just breaks the tool you've been using. Morganix, as you pull out the vial, you are shaking and you're holding it in your hands, and you just begin to sort of sitting there waiting, hearing the tink. You end up having this nervous twitch, and there is this fizzing noise that is coming from the inside of your hands where the bottle was, where you just had this slip up, and you can hear this of this sort of destructive alchemist concoction that you had to destroy this machine. You think you might have activated it, and you can either throw it or you can try and make an alchemist tools check to fix what you did.
Why? Why would you do that to me? I'm gonna try to fix it.
Okay, make an alchemist supplies check.
I'm gonna throw.
Okay, so you try and you just try and do anything you can just to get it right, to get it correct, to fix it, to seal it. You try pounding the cork back in, try twisting it and doing anything. You are shaking from the anxiety, and you can hear it go from fizzing to this loud hissing sound. And in that moment, you realize you have nothing left to do, so you just toss it. And if you would have tossed it sooner, it wouldn't have been an issue. But taking that extra moment to wait, the damage will not be as bad, but I'd like both of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Sure, put it in.
No shit.
How dare you? How dare you, Jamie?
Oh man. Another what? Another character? Yeah, I'm ready.
So I'd say sabotaging is now off the table.
No, I have tons of materials.
Yeah,
If
people
we're
are
not
gonna
wrong.
hear that.
Well,
This is explosive.
if Joe lets me apply
Yeah,
another
but-
one, I'd be more than happy to. I mean, I'm dead already. Fuck it.
That doesn't mean she can't just like chuck one in before she gets out of Dodge. You know, I'm trying to help.
sabotage this thing. If
The-
I go up with it, I go up with it.
The plate isn't off yet. Sayla wasn't able to get the plate off of the...
With a 15? Okay.
15?
14.
Yeah.
Oh, her
no,
thing broke. I guess that's right, yeah.
It's a 15, yeah. No, it broke halfway through, so, I mean, if you were to physically go and pry it off, yeah, but right
I'm
now
gonna mute myself because I'm not there.
Yeah, trying to do it with dexterity, that's out of the question unless you were to try and use other tools, which would make it harder. So, with that... Okay, so with that, Sayla and, so Sayla, you don't have evasion yet, so that means that both of you take, 36 points of fire damage as it blasts right in your face. Now, because you threw it, it didn't do as much.
I have the amulet on, don't I?
That is correct, so you would take half damage from that. Sadly, Morganix, it doesn't save you at all, but
I'm still standing.
you are still standing.
How much damage does that give me?
So that was 36, so that would be 18 points of damage instead.
Okay.
As it just tears the area around you, toss it, and those tents that were right next to you, you can hear people begin to scream and yell as they are currently on fire. The camp, their tents falling on top of them, and you can see the girl. She sort of leans over the side, and she makes eye contact with the two of you.
I thought we were invisible.
Well, not anymore.
That was...
Probably not after.
Yeah, because that would be considered an action to throw it. So you throw it. Sayla, I guess, is still invisible at the moment after she took that damage. But you throwing it, taking the action to do that, you are visible. Sayla,
Okay.
you are not. The girl is just kind of making eye contact with you.
What does she do?
And you can see that people are starting to mobilize from tents. You can hear that clanking of metal. And she looks and... I would run.
Invisibility on myself.
Okay, so you cast invisibility on yourself. And what do the two of you do?
Is that enough? Do I know that's enough to sabotage it? Do we need this last one?
I mean, it would weaken it substantially.
I'm gonna make one last ditch effort. If I have to pry it open with my dagger or what, I came to do a thing.
Okay. Alrighty, so as you can hear people mobilizing, sort of yelling out, shouting out, you can hear the yelling and shouting getting louder from the southern side where the Knights of the Dawn and the archers were as well, that sort of tumbling, and you can hear like the cracking of trees falling over as well coming from there right now. Seems like everywhere is starting to get more and more hectic, so I'd like you to make a strength check as you just grab and you begin to try and pry off that metal sailor. Are you going to help her?
Yep.
Okay, so you
So here's the thing.
make that...
As a hexblade, I use charisma instead of strength.
That is with weapon attacks.
I'm using a weapon to try to pry it off.
Yeah, I think you're using your physical strength to try and mend or bend the metal. So
Is this with advantage?
because Zayla's helping, even though both of you are more live, it does help. So with advantage, just a strength. Yep, that's fine. Okay, hey! Oh my gosh, there we go. Alrighty, so you rip and grab, and the two of you together using your momentum, and making a very, very loud noise. People are like, they're in the cannon! They're near the cannon! And Morganix, you pull out the last one of those that you have, jam it in there, and you
drop. On.
try and re-affix the plate as best you can, slamming your shoulder into it. And are the two of you running?
Yes.
Okay, the two of you...
I'm running.
You begin to just dart and dash away, and as you are sort of running back into the jungle, you can see the little girl, or the younger high elven woman just sort of look off to the side at you with this very, very concerned look on her face. As the two of you dart out, you can hear troops mobilizing, shouting out, "They went to the jungle! They went to the jungle! Find them! Find them! Find them!" And you can hear, as you're running out, you can hear somebody else go, "Where's the cannon operator? Where did he go? Where is he at?" And just shouting out that. Now, I would like the two of you to make athletics checks as you are trying to run as fast as you can through this jungle. Trying to traverse the... Okay, Sayla, you are able to keep up a little bit better of a pace, but, I mean, this is Alec's terrain. She has always been so good at diving and dodging through the different jungle flora and fauna, but you're not. Sayla, you're able to stay on your feet, but Morganix, after about 30 seconds of running, your foot ends up catching on the base of a tree, and you just tumble over and fall, and you can hear the troops getting much, much closer.
Fuck. And I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna grab her. And are we still
You can't see me.
No, but I heard where you fell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you heard the thump.
Very obvious.
Okay, so you do go back,
So,
lift her up, and Morganix, I'd like... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
is there anywhere around us that looks like we could nestle in and hide? Are we still leaving foot tracks? Like, what?
Can we climb a
how
fucking
dense
tree?
is it?
Yeah, if you wanted to, you could climb a tree. You've made enough distance. It seems like they're far enough away. You want to try and climb a tree? Try and hide up there?
What do you think?
I don't know about a tree, so, well, maybe.
No, okay, let's keep running.
Oh, yeah, let's just keep running. Fuck it.
Okay,
Or
so...
instead of running, should we try to move stealthily now?
How dense is this area?
This area is pretty dense, yeah. I mean, it's
Pretty
very
dense.
much layered on top of one another. I mean, the road is just the only clear part of this, where everything else is there's a tree every, 1 or 2 feet.
Okay, so yeah. I say we start slowing down and we stay well off the road.
Okay,
And
all right.
move carefully and quietly.
Yes.
Okay, just because there are people trying to find you, I'd like the two of you to make stealth checks with advantage, because you are invisible. Just to see what you're doing in terms of tracks. 25, okay. Good.
If
And 19, okay.
like, were to chug a healing potion, does that break my invisibility?
Oh no, it's just attack or cast a spell. Yeah.
I'm at 4, so I'm going to chug my greater health potion.
Okay. Alrighty, chug that greater health potion.
Is that 44 plus 4?
Yes. Yeah. 44 plus 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna...
14, okay.
How many? I got 19.
Okay.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna save my health potion and my greater for later.
Okay.
I still got a lot.
Good call.
Righty. So, the group, the two of you make your way back out into the jungle, and after running and sprinting, you pick Morganix up after she falls over, and the two of you share this moment, like, telepathically, where you're like, we're probably better off hiding than running. So, you just begin to move stealthily through the jungle, and there are times where there are soldiers who walk within maybe 15, 20 feet of you, but due to the invisibility, they just completely miss you. As you are making your way through the jungle, you can hear the different chirping of birds, accompanied by the shouting of soldiers. Fan out! We need to find them! We need to find... Where are they? Get the hounds! The dogs! Get the dogs! And you can hear them shouting that out, and you begin to hear in the distance shouting and barking. But the two of you, eventually, by the time you can hear the dogs get any closer, eventually you're able to stealth back quietly to where the horse is, quietly sitting, waiting. You can see its head sort of looking around as soon as it smells you getting nearer.
I only have an hour on invisibility and no more spells left. We have to dash.
Arnie? So
Did Sayla just die?
Oh no, I was good. No, we're back to the horse, so let's just get on the horse and go as quick as we can. We're gonna have to gallop the poor thing like the rest of the night.
Okay, can I try to take a short rest on the back of the horse?
Sadly, not at a gallop. Not at a gallop.
We need to get back to safety.
Yeah, just sort of holding the burns, the blood that is just kind of pouring out of your skin. You hold it tight, and you manage to hang on to your consciousness. But eventually, you ride from the outpost. No sign of Sir Lapierre, no sign of the archers or Kareem. But you know that you accomplished your mission. And eventually, you ride, and at about maybe 5, 6 a.m. is when you finally return to All's Crossing.
I'm so glad we killed the operator.
Oh, that went really well.
So,
how much of my materials did I use?
how much did you have? Just real quick.
I had 220 gold worth of highly magical materials.
Okay, so that would have been, for the effect you were looking for, it would have been, math is hard.
I mean, I was prepared to use them all if I had to.
It would have been 200 because you used, it was 50 an explosive. And because you ended up using 4 of them, technically, it would be 200, yeah.
Cool.
So you're left with about...
I have leftovers, that's awesome.
Yeah, you have 20 left. Okay, so as you make your way back, you are safely there. However, before you can reconvene, we're going to take a short break right there. Ooh-wee. Hallelujah.
I thought we were dead.
You live?
If I hadn't had the advantage, that inspiration, would the whole thing have just exploded?
It's hard to tell.
You guys did a great job, though.
Oh my god.
You succeeded. I mean, hey, it was clutch to pray. It was real.
I'm proud.
And the
Good
only
idea.
person who can fix it is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I was right. She's on
Far
our
as you know.
side. I was right.
I mean, honestly, they don't know anything's wrong with it, to be honest with you. They just know that we were around it. They don't know anything was wrong.
Yeah,
The thing didn't blow up. The thing
They're-
still looks like
They-
it's working.
It looked
Maybe
like we blew ourselves up trying
Exactly.
to sabotage it.
if we're
They're-
lucky, they think we were trying to blow it up and failed.
They're
we're
gonna
lucky.
know. They're gonna know something's wrong with it.
Hey, I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
I agree. You guys did a great job. Be
Alrighty.
positive.
Well, so
proud.
with that, we can speculate on that later because I'm gonna go ahead and
Okay,
go
I'm sorry.
to a break. Go and use the restroom, get some water.
I'm gonna go get
Thank you
a
for
Slim
watching,
Jim.
and we'll be right back. return. Hello, welcome back. We are back. Good to have you here. Good to be a part of this, but we need to just jump right back in. So, coming back, we just had our terribly, terribly, terribly intense moments with Sayla and Morganix heading to the war camp to the north to attempt to disable the Hellfire cannon. Now, this went almost all the way successfully until the end. They were able to kill the main cannon operator, sow dissent within the northern camp, and, at least to their knowledge, if they are to fire the cannon at all, the result will be catastrophic because of the things that the two of them did in order to disable it. So, with that, there's no reconvening between you and the other people who went with you, but you do make it back to camp. You do make it back to All's Crossing. And as you ride up, there is one thing, well, there are a couple things that happen. Very, very quick thing. So as the two of you are there, or as the three of you are back at All's Crossing, prepping defenses, making more traps, my only question is, would you rather reinforce the towers that are outside of the city or reinforce the gates on the interior of the city? Like, I don't know if you wanted to have soldiers on the outside in those towers or if you just wanted to reinforce the walls.
Oh, that's hard.
Walls are probably more important.
Are you saying, like, so reinforce the walls or have more people on towers?
Yeah, so you could either have more people in the towers in an elevated position, or you could reinforce the gate so it takes more time for them to get through.
Maybe let's do the walls so that way the people we do have in the towers can spend that time just raining down arrows.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. We have more people raining down arrows, but if they can get through the wall easier, it might not make that much of a difference.
My money's on reinforcing the wall because I can rain down some spells. Cyrus can rain down some spells. I think the longer we kind of keep them in place or just like right at the wall, the better.
Okay.
Okay.
I agree.
All right, walls it is. Now, the only other thing is, as you are sitting waiting for them to get back, there are 3 birds that flying from the south. They are flying south, or they're flying north from the south. So, I want to ask any of you. You see these birds, and Varnast, with your passive perception, you can tell that they are probably some type of messenger bird. So you see that. You do have archers at your disposal still, and I'm just wondering if you want to do anything about those birds.
So they're not our messenger birds, they're like some other kind?
They are not stopping in All's Crossing, no. They're flying right past.
Yeah, Varnast would point out and try to get the archers to bring them down.
Okay.
Because if we can disrupt some communication, that's all the better for us.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good.
Sun Tzu would approve.
Alrighty. So with the archers you have, easily enough, they're able to dispose of the 3 birds. They drop, and you can see that they are all the same message. The 3 of them all say, "We were delayed from the south. Wait to attack until we get there."
Oh,
nice. It doesn't say how long they've been delayed.
No.
I guess they don't know. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I of course share this with all the people of, import in the city.
Okay. Alrighty.
Well,
So
good news, it worked.
Alrighty. So with that, those are the 2 things that I needed to go through real quick. So with that, Sayla and Morganix on the morning right as dawn is rising, they do return, but just the 2 of them. So all of you currently waking up, getting up, starting to move around, You do see that Morganix and Sayla, on the same horse together, same as they left the previous night, they do return. So the gates are open for the two of you and then shut and braced again as you are confronted by Philip and Nahala, along with the rest of your companions.
Sayla's just gonna kind of slide down and she is tired. She's worn the fuck out.
Yeah, Morganix is wrecked.
You're alive. How did it go? Were we successful?
I think so. But they have intel on us. They've either captured the others, the scouts, or there's a rat here.
Are you certain?
We heard them talking about it.
Do you know what it is they know of us? What is this information they have?
They know that they're in for a fight, that we're not just going to roll over and take it.
Interesting. Okay. Well, you were still successful, so we've managed to at least gain some advantage.
I believe so. What we did to the cannon was successful. We were caught. They know we were trying. And we were able to take out the operator. And the one left is on our side. And I look over at Cyrus. Your friend sent her. She could have turned me in, but she told me to run.
Oh shit! That's excellent. Sorry, I've been hitting the source pretty heavily since you left. But that's excuse me. It's pretty great.
If they bring someone else in, they may try to fix it, but I think she's going to cover for us.
But you killed the person who controls it.
Yeah, the
Oh,
one who
yeah.
actually... I'm sorry, what?
I said, "Oh, he's dead. He's
Oh,
very dead." And Sayla just kind of looks over at Morganix, and she just kind of has this like proud little gleam in her eye. Morganix is the one who finished him off.
Isn't Morganix like covered in blood?
Oh yeah, some of it's hers, some of
Well,
it's not.
Both of them are covered in blood and ash.
Oh yeah.
You guys did amazing. You should be very proud of yourselves. You have made this fight more in our favor. I cannot imagine what you've gone through.
It's now not. It's no longer impossible.
It's now doable.
I need a nap.
Yes, you both need rest. You both desperately need rest.
How far away are they? How long do we have?
I don't... Go ahead, Joe.
I was just gonna say, you can probably tell. Well, you guys were a 4 or 5 hour ride. They're probably 2 days march.
Okay. They're probably at least 2 days away. We didn't see the Knights or Kareem. We didn't see any of the scouts. They'll be in a bit of chaos for at least a little bit while they try to make sense of it all.
Well, hopefully they're not delayed too much. We intercepted message that the south has been delayed,
That's good.
but we made sure that the north did not get that message.
That's very good.
So, if I had to guess, the north will arrive here and we can deal with them before shifting our attention to the south.
That would be wonderful.
Go get some rest. Sorry, we can talk about this later.
I can offer watered down wine or medical grade alcohol.
I'm just gonna prestidigitate myself as I head to the inn.
Okay. So it is worth mentioning, Cyrus, for your own sake, that one of the last packages that you received from him, from Emeril, was the day before the two of them, Morganix and Sayla, left, and there was a very special bottle of a very, very, very old dwarven scotch that was left specially for you.
Hello.
So that is important to know. Where it's not even kept in, at least the exterior of it wasn't kept in glass. It seems like it is a very, very thick syrup, very similar to that tree sap that you found forever ago, but it is kept, instead of in glass, it's almost encapsulated in stone. Where when you, if you were to, it would take quite a bit of force and muscle to actually crack it open, because you actually have to, like, break open stone in order for it to,
Shit, okay.
to open up. So that's some sauce right there. Alrighty.
Okay.
So, with that, is anybody doing anything else in these 2 days before they arrive?
Is 20 gold worth of highly expensive materials enough to actually make anything?
I believe you could make one common healing potion.
I will do that
All right.
because I used mine.
Yeah, because they're highly
Get out of mine.
because they're highly magical, no check necessary. It's just something
Oh,
taking.
I already. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
It would have worked.
it would have worked. Worked super well. You know what? Just for the heck of it, it's now 2d4 plus 3. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Wow, what a lovely potion. Made
Thank
with
you.
love. Yeah.
Then I will pass out again.
you wake up for about an hour to make it and then just collapse back down.
So, do we get a long rest with that?
Yes, you would. Mm-hmm.
Ah,
God.
so all of our stuff is good again.
Cool.
Can I buy some more thieves' tools?
Yes. You do some poking around, trying to ask people as covertly as you can where you might be able to get them, because, you know, in most places it is still illegal to lockpick, regardless of an incoming siege. But one person does overhear you talking about where to buy them, and you hear a very familiar, squirrely and chubby voice say, are you looking for tools specifically for lockpicking, my dear? And as you turn around, you see Thomas, just sort of hands on his belly, sort of smiling at you.
Great. She's just kind of nods up.
Well, good. Well, you see, ever since I have been sort of integrated into this information broker business, which, believe me, I never thought I would be in. I was interacting with quite the shady group of individuals, and, well, I decided to procure some tools to make a little bit of extra side currency for, well, the Kingdoms and Castles tournament. They don't exactly pay for themselves. Need a little bit of extra. Well, you know.
Just cut to the chase. Where are the tools? And how much are they?
Oh, my dear, do not worry about the price at all. Provided we make it out of this alive, anytime you need replacement tools, you can come to me and I will gladly give them to you for free. So consider this more than enough of a reason to make sure that we all live.
Right. So how many am I able to get?
Well, I can give you 2 replacements for now, but the rest of them are in the Leaping King, sadly.
Awesome. I'll take them.
All right, so you have 2 extra sets of these tools, because the one set is broken.
Yeah, she liked that set too.
A lot of fond memories tied to them.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if you're aware of this, like, Cyrus could probably fix that. I have mending.
Well, you know, it's good to have extras.
True.
She doesn't know this. You're gonna have to, like, tell her. Maybe she'll just complain about it
I'll
later.
be honest. If you didn't realize, Cyrus is far too fucking out of it right now.
He's not picking up on anything. Oh, man.
Oh no.
Okay.
Do we want to talk positioning for where we want everyone to be when these guys show up?
I thought that we initially said Alec and Varnas would be south, Morganix and Sayla would be north, and Cyrus would be what? Towards the center of town with the flying potion?
Yes, but now it doesn't seem like they're going to be here on the same day. It seems like the North's going to get here first.
Right. Okay.
So I mean, we should still have some people down south so that they can
Mhm.
let us know if these people show up.
Right.
But the South purposely sent a message to the North saying, "Hey, don't attack until we get there." But the North's just going to go in now, as far as we're aware, at least.
Unless it's a bluff and they flew over All's Crossing directly on purpose.
What?
That's a good point.
Because we don't know where they're positioned in the south. So like if it's as the crow flies, we don't know if that would happen to go over All's Crossing or not. But
Don't
Cyrus
know.
wouldn't know that. That's Jamie saying that.
Oh, I thought, okay.
No, honestly, Cyrus wouldn't have a clue.
To be fair, I think it is a good idea just to keep our troops the way that they are for now. And then maybe us as a force towards the north, and maybe keep like Nahara down south to just be the like liaison. Is that word I'm looking for? Just to let us know if something happens, then we can dash across town.
I'm okay with that.
Are you sure?
I mean, no matter what we come up with, I'm going to be nervous, so...
That's valid.
Yeah, there is no such thing as perfectly prepared in this game.
Yeah, exactly. Any plan we come up with, there's a chance that it's all going to go to hell, so...
Also,
Jamie, don't overthink it, you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
Shut up, Jamie. Stop acting like that.
You nerd, knowing about crows and how they fly.
We'll put Philip down there too, just to be super safe.
Philip
so-
too. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Philip is not a warrior or a speaker. He's actually more of a sort of munitions man, where he spent most of his life in stockpiles and in merchants guild. So he's very good at organizing things. And
Oh, okay, well there. If something goes wrong, he can just hightail it back to us.
okay, all right, cool.
If the North gets here first... Sorry, what's the name of the guy leading it again?
Ethos Ambrose. Yep.
Ethos Ambrose.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember. Did we take the bridge down?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, because you guys crossed it. But unless that was something you wanted to do.
If I remember correctly, there is an elevated position on the north side of the town, isn't there? Like,
Is there?
overlooking kind of the way in.
Yeah, there's this tower right here,
Tower.
which is
I was
where
just thinking that I want Morganix waiting there for a look at them.
okay, doable.
I think we should have our archers over here. Because as they're coming up this path or trying to cross the bridge, it makes some really easy pickings if they're hiding in the trees. And the enemy wouldn't be able to reach them easily.
These archers are also talented at shooting from the jungle, so
Yeah, that's a good idea.
okay, all right.
I know. I wouldn't put them all out there. I would put a good number.
We could also put some on these towers because like
Yeah.
the tower is the tower also where the gate is, like
Yeah.
here,
Mm-hmm.
here. Yeah, we could also put
no,
some
no,
there.
sorry. The gate is right
Oh.
here. Next
Oh,
to
this
the
is the
stone.
gate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, the people on there.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean it was just hard for me to tell. So
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, I would be outside. Oh, would it be outside the gate? Probably.
Well, I mean, we could have some in these towers, but I think that just makes them a really easy target. Like, I don't feel like they would be able to take out. Like, I feel like putting them on the towers out there would be like suicide.
Should I move to an interior tower?
Probably. I mean, it's like a big force. Like, we're gonna hear them before we even see them. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel
that's-
better with you closer though.
Plus,
Yeah,
you
I
also said
didn't realize.
there's ash and like it's warm. Like, yeah, I don't think they're gonna catch us off guard here.
All right, yeah, I moved.
So. Is there like Yeah, so like where this archer is, there's like a little like tower thing.
Yes, yep, right here. Yep.
So we have the 2 stone guardians out there. Do we want any force outside the gate, or do we want our like physical attack units like inside and just kind of defend if the gate gets breached, or how do we want to play that?
I would say inside until the cannon blows. Then we attack.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh, charge them in the distraction. Should that happen?
Yeah, that's a good
If the
idea.
cannon blows, they're going to be in a state of panic and shock, and that's when we make our move.
Yep, I
Especially
agree.
if they start getting attacked from the trees, they might rush and just say, a firing before too much happens. I'm okay with that plan.
I also want to try, because I wasn't expecting to be here for the fight. I thought,
Sure.
Anyway, I want to try, I have those magic glasses. Once stuff goes down, I would like maybe a couple of archers up here that I can try to point out magic users to take them out first.
How far can you see magic users?
I mean,
It's
once they're slinging spells or something, I think my vision range is like at least 60 feet.
yeah, I think because it's the same as they're just goggles of detect magic. So, presence within 30 feet of you.
Oh, then that's probably not worth it. Never mind.
I
But
mean,
if I see someone, like if I see someone throwing spells around, I could still nudge an archer and be like, "Fuck that guy in particular."
Okay.
like in Helm's Deep, when Legolas had to take out the one guy that was going to activate the bomb, he shoots him
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
so close up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What can you do?
Okay.
All right. If we're able to kill the leader guy whose name I keep forgetting because I suck.
No, you're good. Ethos, Ambrose.
Yeah, if we're able to kill him, yeah, bring him inside the city.
So we want to recover his body if he dies.
Yes, just because one is dead does not mean one is no longer useful.
Should we have the same setup down south where we put the archers out in the forest as well?
Probably. Just because
I just can't control any of those tokens, so.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I mean, I think having the same plan for both is probably the best idea.
Okay.
Hey Joe, what's the weather been like the past few days?
The past few days it's been overcast, but it hasn't been rainy, and it's been in the mid 70s, high 80s.
Okay.
Is each square on the grid 5 feet, or is it
No,
bigger? Is it 10
each,
feet?
each square is 20 feet.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you use the measurement tool, it'll actually tell you.
That's awesome. Okay.
Because we said we figured we had like 2 days before they showed up.
About, yeah.
Varnast would probably return to that tree where they had the visions.
Okay.
Just in kind of a moment of quiet when he had some alone time. And he would, try to, pray to Istitia and Acadia and see if they'd be willing to provide more aid by bringing a storm for the next few days.
Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead and make a religion check, being
Guidance!
in the area. Definitely a holy place, as you know.
What is happening? I'm so sorry. I had to get water.
I am trying to pray to my 2 gods to see if I can get a storm to come for the next few
Ooh.
days.
Gotcha.
Anyways, you were saying, Joe?
I said you can go ahead and make a religion check. As you're in there
Okay.
praying, communing in the sacred place, seeing if they will hear your prayers.
And I'm gonna guidance myself.
do it.
Okay. This is looking good. Okay, 18.
Okay.
I'm a servant of Astitia.
Okay. So as you sit there in the moment of quiet reflection, hoping and praying, just listening, hearing the water funnel in and out of the temple, the winds whipping inside, scattered throughout this temple, this tree. There are small wind chimes that cling, 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 cling. They begin to cling faster and faster as you begin to pray and commune. And you hear a voice in your head. Two voices layered on top of each other. One a whisper, and the other a shout. They say, "In your most dire hour, you, Varnast, will ride the storm." That's it.
Thank you. And I will stand up and I'll stay there for maybe another 20 or 30 minutes, just kind of staring at the tree, just kind of lost in thought before heading back to help with preparations.
Okay. All
On that note, I probably would make some kind of offering of thanks to Ayun. Like just saying a quick prayer of thanks and like burning incense or something.
Yeah, and in the cathedral that has been built, that is new from the last time you were in All's Crossing, there is a small shrine to Ayun. A sort of lidless eye carved into a oval-shaped stone, painted in dark purples and light grays.
I don't have much she would like, so I probably just kind of like leave my tea, the rest of my tea, at her altar and say thank you.
Okay. Alrighty. Once again,
It is precious to me.
for a slight moment, you think you hear that of a book again, the same thing you heard that was affirmation from her. But instead, you see a priestess who is currently flicking through a small tome, then begins to recite and chant, and stops and flicks through the pages again. And as the two of you make eye contact, she smiles to you and nods,
I smile back.
continues to chant and sing more.
That's it.
Okay. Ready? Alec, Selah, Cyrus.
Sayla is not doing anything but sharpening blades and being broody.
I think Alec too would find the time to send up a prayer, but I feel like hers is going to be very different, to where she would have taken the time the night before we know that this was going to happen, to gather any of the natives that are here, and instead of just like a standalone prayer, just having everybody kind of join in a very traditional pre-war song and dance, and just their words are not necessarily about winning. It's more about fighting for what is right and asking for strength when is needed, rather than a victory, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
So that's how she would spend her time.
okay. So we'll say on the end of the first night, right before the second, when supposedly they should arrive, you gather all of the natives who are here. So that is anybody from Nahala to Juniper, the wood or the earth genasi, who you had rescued so long ago, and anybody. You gather them all together, and you begin to sing and chant in the native of Efera's tongue. And the majority of the people who are here are that of Koa descent, where they are people who are worshippers of Astitia, the crashing wave. So all of you know the same war songs, all of you know the same hymns and homilies. And you sing and you chant together. The words are simple. They're almost all monosyllabic. They're, only one or two syllables to each word, but it isn't the complexity of the rhyme structure or the complexity of the words themselves. It is the meaning that they hold. And it is the connection to not only Astitia or Arcadia or Kosith or Elowin, the Mother of Mountains. It's not a connection to any one of those. It is the connection that you all share with one another and the elements themselves. Not the entities that represent them, but what they actually are. And you feel, as you begin to lead this chant, Alec, there's no skill check necessary because there is a part of you. When you were being taught, you were taught how to lead. And in a moment like this, you're able to put past some of those anxieties and fears, and you're able to lead. Granted, you're not leading a war band into battle this moment. You're leading song and you're leading prayer, but it's good enough. And you can tell that from your praise and from your prayers, the people all around you are more confident as you ring out your voice against the jungle and against the earth and against the rivers around you. You and the people around you, especially the natives and even the rest of you, some of these words don't mean anything to you, but you can't help but find some comfort and relaxation in them. So, Alec, because of that, any troops on their morale check during the siege will get a +5 bonus.
Hey. I would like to, I think Alec would try to do her best, kind of like as a closing before everybody sleeps and after leading, the dance and the song. She would just try to gather everyone's attention one last time. And she would just say, tomorrow is our opportunity to prove we are not animals, that we are not simple, that we are of this plane, of this existence, of this earth, of this mud. And this is our home, and no one has the right to take that from us. Whether we win or we lose, you can die knowing that you fought for what is right, and you fought for your home, and you fought for your people. We are going to make a difference. We're not going to be slaves. We are not going to be looked down upon. No longer will we be catering to those who think they are above us. This is our chance to prove that we are more than what anyone thought we were. And we fight. That is how we win. And that is how we die. And then she will say something in her native tongue and pass around some very beautiful spiritual herbs to everyone.
Okay, alrighty. So, as you conclude, I'd like you to make a let's see. Are you proficient in any wisdom-based skills? So, like perception or insight?
Perception, yes.
Okay, so we're gonna say that this is a persuasion check, but you're going to use your wisdom modifier and be proficient in it because this is a different type of persuasion. While you aren't familiar with the silvered tongue of the lords and ladies of other wares, you do know the way to speak to your people. So go ahead and make
With advantage? We all smoked tonight. And drink, if you're Cyrus. And his people. That's okay, I'll just roll on.
Okay. So as everyone is passing this, these herbs around, you are feeling, well, you can see that as you continue to speak your words, you are feeling more and more confident. Each word, in the beginning, you maybe are tripping over yourself a little bit, but you see the people looking to you, looking for guidance, looking for answers, and you know that even though you are not confident in yourself right now, you need to be for them. You breathe, and the rest of the speech is delivered with eloquence and strength. And as everyone is taking their time communing with these entities, Nahara, she stands and she looks to you with a smile and she says, "All hail, Alec Silverfoot, daughter of Logan Silverfoot. Alec Silverfoot, the warden of the North and the protector of all. Congiato and Koa Giato." And Nahara kneels on one knee, fist to her chest, bowing her head to you. And you can see the other 40 or 50 natives who are there. They all stand and kneel, fist to their chest. And Alec, you feel so uncomfortable, and you still feel like you are not deserving of this. But
Yeah, no. But she'll take it, I guess.
it is a title that they are thrusting upon you. So, now the rest of you would be around to see that, and eventually they stand and they continue to spend the rest of the night singing and dancing and chanting. And Alec, you take an extra hit of your magical relaxant to calm your nerves. Alrighty. So then that is the end of that. So then, Sayla, you said you were just taking that time to do your own thing, correct?
Yeah, you think she's taking part in this bullshit? Fuck no.
Okay. So, as you are sharpening your blades, there is a knock at your door, Sayla. In
Who the
tavern.
fuck is it?
Well, I was, it's Thomas.
Great.
Do-
What's up?
Well, do you mind if I come in? I would hate to intrude if you're doing something terribly important.
No, not at all. Come in. She's just super not okay. She's pretending the best she can. She knows everybody else likes him.
Okay, so he comes in and he shuts the door behind him and he says, Sailor, I just wanted to say a few words to you.
Okay. Spill.
Sailor, I know that that you don't like me. And I take no offense to that. I spent my entire life with people not liking me, so it's something I understand. But I just wanted to let you know that I admire your skill and your tact and your the way that you handle not only combat but the way that you handle acting around your companions. And I know it would mean nothing to you as somebody who thinks that I, well, am quite that I can be a blathering idiot sometimes, and believe me, I know I can. But I wanted to give you something, if you'd be willing to take a gift from me, even though, well, it's sentimental and it is made with feelings, but I hope that in this one situation you'll be able to make an exemption.
She's just eyeing him like she's curious, but at the same time she's not willing to admit it.
I will take
Right.
that. I'll take that as a yes. You haven't slit my throat, so I'm assuming it's a yes. So, over the past 3 months, as I've been teaching Fro how to read and write, well, we thought it would be fun to, well, take up our own sort of, a couple of extra things like drawing. And, well, we decided to combine these skills, and Fro made this about you, and I wanted you to have it. So as you know, we play as a game that to teach you how to read and how to write and all of that. We played Kingdoms and Castles together, but, well, the one problem that the both of us had with it is the people who we think are some of the bravest, strongest individuals we know, they weren't a part of the game. So we took it upon ourselves to put you in there. Now, these are collectibles. There's only one of these in existence, so I wouldn't lose it, but I wanted you to have your card. And he hands you the card, and you can see that there's actually very kind of cartoony, but still lifelike drawing of Sayla. Very aggressive, in full action, and the stats of the card mean nothing to you. They don't make any sense. There's talk of poisoned words and assassinate and things like that mean nothing to you. But Thomas continues and he says, now you can't tell anyone else this, especially Cyrus, because, well, he flatters me all the time and I would feel terrible if he knew, but we decided to make you the most powerful card, Sayla, because we know that, well, no matter how much they act like they don't care about you, they wouldn't be alive without you. And that's why you're the strongest. Because, if you'll see on the back there, you have an alternate form. Yes, we decided to do something a little different. Where you serve as the glue that keeps the companions together. Whoever is on the board with Sayla, if they're on the board for longer than 5 turns, well, Sayla can choose to take any damage that they would. Instead of it going to them. Which is silly, I know, and well, it doesn't really work as a mechanic because of the way the game works, but my point is, we care about you, and they do too. And, well, before I say anything else that would be rather embarrassing, or that would, provoke a slit throat, I suppose I would leave you to it. Thank you for...
She's just kind of... Oops, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
She's just kind of looking the card over and she looks up and she's like, I don't like anybody, so don't feel special. And then she just puts it away. It goes back to her sharpening.
I do not feel special at all, sailor. Well, good night, and good luck tomorrow. And you can see him
You
kind
too.
of
Keep
smiling.
Crow out of the way.
I will indeed. See him smile, and you can see the corners of his eyes begin to get a little wet, and he and he walks out the door and shuts it behind him.
I hope he realizes that was a compliment.
Oh yes, he was. They were happy tears.
Okay, good.
Happy tears. Yeah. You couldn't see my face, but I was smiling.
Sweet.
Okay, so yes, he definitely took that as a compliment. Okay. So now, there's only one more thing that happens before the siege. Cyrus. Oh yeah, you thought you were getting out of this one without somebody talking to you? Buddy boy. So, Cyrus. The night before the forces in the north are supposed to arrive, you go to sleep absolutely fucking hammered. You are blackout.
Yeah, like I've been a real drunken piece of shit the last couple of days.
And it has been entertaining for most, annoying for some, but more people were entertained than annoyed. But when you find sleep, it's not what you want it to be. It's not fulfilling. It is not... It's barely anything. You're in and out of consciousness all through the night, where it seems as though no matter how much alcohol you slam down, you are just trapped. You feel like a hamster on a wheel. Because there's nothing you can do to escape these thoughts in your head, these what-ifs, these constant questions nagging at you. Eventually you close your eyes and you find darkness, you find sleep. And you feel yourself floating. Feel like you're submerged underwater. Just waiting. Mindlessly floating. You see in the distance a light of a very dull purple hue, just almost flashing like a lighthouse. Do you want to move towards it?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. You begin to float towards it, and the light begins to brighten, gets much brighter and brighter and brighter, till eventually you are so close to it you can see that it's the size of a whale compared to you. You reach out, and you touch it, and you are flooded with these thoughts, these messages. So many, all in Emmaril's voice, just one after the other, messages that he was trying to send to you over and over and over and over again. Asking if you were okay, if you were alive, saying you can't do this, you have so much you need to do, there's so much we need to do, I didn't want to lose this time, I need you to be alive. And you're really gone, aren't you? One after the other, this man who is, most of the time you've talked to him, has been very cool and composed, but was at his breaking point in that last message. And as you float there, reflecting, you feel a tap on your shoulder. As you spin around, you can see him behind you. That same purple apparition that you had talked to in that storage room. Cyrus, I'm telling you this now. because this is the last time you and I will probably speak for a very, very long time. The governor is aware of my involvement.
So, I like, Cyrus is gonna kind of like tap himself and be like, shit, is this happening? Hello?
You are asleep, but this isn't a dream, Cyrus.
Oh, fuck.
I need to
Oh,
tell you some
shit.
very, very important things. I don't know if I'll ever be able to speak to you again or if I'll ever be able to communicate again. I will be headed for the Gemstone Archipelago. I may live, I may not, I don't know. You are not the only one who I raised. There are many, many who would come to the Tower of the Magi, whether it be in Tarkia or whether it be in Efera. You are one of many. You were one of the most talented, but the governor, he would keep some. He would train them in his own way after I awakened their magical abilities, and I fear that now that he knows who you are and the fondness I have for you, soon he will be sending those same students after you. They are magically enhanced in different ways, different experiments that went wrong. All of them went wrong, none of them being what I wanted them to. I was never able to figure it out. Never was I. You, Cyrus, you are the one who was most in tune with it. You were the one who had the most control. You had a chance of getting past it, of seeing what you really could be, but these others, they can't. They cannot. They never will. They serve chaos. They don't control it. They are its servant. You, Cyrus, you can control it. I know now you control it with alcohol, but you can find other ways. You can. I believe you can. I'm sorry. I wanted to spend months and years figuring out a way for us to get through this together, to teach you the ways that I found, but... You see him sort of pull at his skin on his face. Sadly, I don't know how much time I have left. I love you, Cyrus. You were the best student that I could have ever asked for. Stay strong, my boy. You will make it through this.
I'll set off for the archipelago. I'll
Wait,
set off tonight.
And no. There are things that are much more important for you right now. This revolution, it needs to succeed. The governor needs to be removed from power. If he's not, it doesn't stop in Efera. It doesn't stop until he controls it all. You need to worry about the people you are with. And you can see the magic around him as he begins to, his breathing begins to pick up, and he begins to become more erratic. You can see the magic slowly begin to fade around him as he begins to fade and dematerialize. He grabs your shoulder, and he kind of pulls you in and hugs you. And he says, Cyrus, be strong. And remember, you control chaos. You are not a servant. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Good. Good. Goodbye, Cyrus. Goodbye. And with that, as the hug slowly begins to loosen, you see that it's not that he's letting go, it's just that the pieces of arcane energy that are keeping his body together, they begin to slowly dematerialize and just float away like dust in the wind. And all you are surrounded by is just these small, almost like fireflies, lightning bugs of purple light, just lighting up all around you. You look, and you're left to wonder, what could become of this? And as you wake, you catch your breath, you can see that the sun hasn't even risen yet. But what you do see are 3 or 4 of those fireflies, those lightning bugs, glow purple, on your shoulder, flying around you, lighting up next to you. You're not sure what it means, but can at least feel some type of comfort. So, Cyrus, the first one waking, the rest of you eventually wake up in the morning, the day when the troops from the north are supposed to arrive. So, camaraderie in battle, troops bolstered, defenses strengthened, strategy ready. I ask you, is there any final things you want to try to accomplish?
What's the weather
I'm
like?
ready. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Right now, it is overcast. It's a little darker than it was yesterday. Not necessarily storm clouds yet, but it is more cloudy.
Okay. Go ahead,
Is
Gayla.
Oh, sorry. Kayla?
Huh? I'm sorry?
I didn't mean that it was your turn.
Oh, no, I was just saying Alec is prepared and ready.
Oh, is this thing across the road here like a barricade?
Which where?
I'm clicking it.
Oh, no, that is, that was supposed to be one of those log traps.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Because we kind of want them to fire that cannon before they're, like, too close.
Don't worry, I got a plan.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, I have something I want to do, not in preparation for the battle, but kind of like immediately beforehand, or as close to the time as possible. Because I'm gonna just do a complete fucking experiment that's gonna go horrifically wrong.
Oh,
Hell
jeez.
yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Engage the chaos. All right.
Wear the crown.
Alrighty. So, nothing else for anybody else?
So like these archers are like up on like a little like tower thing.
Correct.
I put Varn right next to them because he wants to be up there
Okay, sounds good.
because he has really good perception and also be a really good place for seeing spells.
Good, good, good. And then,
He'd probably spend the whole day just like up there with them, keeping an eye out.
okay.
Sayla probably be hanging out close by as well. Some other vantage point where she can get off some arrows.
For sure. So, if you wanted to, you could probably be on the ledge here.
Okay.
Where you can use that building as cover. And that's still a pretty good vantage point. It's just not
Sweet.
meant for 15, 20 archers. One person, though, will do just fine.
Sweet.
Okay. Alrighty. All of you focus there. The tombstone golems, you want them to stay outside of the city gates, right?
Yes.
Just to do as much damage as they can?
Yeah, like
Alec is-
basically Hulk smashed like the fuck out of Loki them. Yeah.
If she got the chance, Sayla would totally brag about her card. Or at least show it.
Aww, that's so cute.
So yeah, I would say as all of you are waking up in the morning before you get to these positions, I mean, all of you are sleeping in the same room together still, as most of the rest of the tavern is used for the soldiers who are here. So as all of you are waking up in the morning, Sayla, you do have the card tucked in your pocket. Everybody strapping on their armor. Alec putting on her war paint. So, you want to show it off?
Sure. Sorry, my sister came in. Hold on just a sec.
It's all good. Gives me a chance to take a sip. By the way, this session is sponsored by Monster Energy.
I thought it was sponsored by McAllister's.
Oh my
Well,
God,
no,
I'm so
you
sorry.
blew the McAllister sponsor because you said I shouldn't do
Oh
it.
shit. You're right.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's all your
Sad.
fault.
Okay, so, Sayla, waking up
Anyway.
in the morning, everybody in the room with you, card tucked in your pocket. What do you do?
Anybody else get a trading card?
What?
I don't know what that is.
I take that as a no. And I just kind of pull it out and be like, I got one. Fro made me one. I just kind of leave Thomas out.
Ouch.
Oh, she gave you a gift? That was very kind. And
Well-
look, it has your picture on it.
Yes.
I think.
Adorable.
And then she puts it away. That's mine.
All right.
Very sweet.
She likes me more. She didn't actually say that, but it totally is going through her mind like, yep, she likes me more.
So we can see the smug smile on your face, is what you're saying.
Super, super smug. Massive smug levels right now.
Alec will smile and give Sayla a very aggressive pat on the back.
And she cringes and goes right back to normal, like, don't touch me. I don't like being touched. We've had this conversation.
I'm just glad to see you smile.
I did not smile. That's not what that was.
Alec will laugh to herself, finish painting her face to look like pure death.
Nice hand of Sauron thing going on. Where
Absolutely.
It's just, ugh, most terrifying thing ever. Okay.
And of course, she knows Thomas most likely was the one to make it, but she's not going to admit that because she's never liked Thomas, quote unquote, like Thomas. He kind of won some brownie points, but you know, she has a facade to keep up. You know, she can't
So-
like him.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna head up to the tower. Today should be the day.
Have fun with that. I'm gonna head to a rock where I don't have to deal with everybody.
All right.
Okay. Alrighty. So, Cyrus, now were you hoping like as soon as they arrived, you wanted to do your thing?
Pretty much as like there's any signal or like commotion that I can hear, I'm gonna just be kind of like glumly sat in like any kind of tavern that still has some amount of people just kind of hiding out there. But I'm not drinking, I'm just looking sad. But I'm waiting to hear any sound or signal.
Okay. So, at about 5-6 p.m. on this day, you do hear the sound of soldiers marching, armored and armed, and you hear the cranking of these large wheels that almost, even in the tavern, Cyrus, you can see some of the small cups that are balanced on the bar begin to shake and move slightly with each sort of turn of the wheel.
Okay.
All
Let's
of
put. Go on.
I was
Sorry.
just gonna say, all of the rest of you outside begin to see the ash that follows shortly after begins to just coast towards you as if a snowstorm is headed your way.
Varnast, of course, you know, like since they're like up at the top, they like signal that basically they're here or whatever, just so everyone's getting into like full preparation.
Everybody getting into their positions.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So, Cyrus, what are you doing?
He's dipping.
So,
He's just gonna leave.
I'm gonna kind of, again, just be kind of miserable, but I'm gonna say, fuck it, let's put it to the test. And I'll kind of yell for anyone who's still in this building. It's like, someone, bring me literally all the fucking coffee you have.
Okay. Alrighty. So they all sort of look to you confused, but then, well, hey, that's Cyrus. We better do what he has to say. So they all sort of scatter and they get up and they just begin to any type of thing they can find that would be akin to any type of something that would sober you up or coffee. They begin to bring it all towards you. There's maybe 5 or 6 people who bring you hot cups.
Like, no regard for the heat, I am down. Anything caffeinated they bring me, I am like shotgunning.
Okay, alrighty, so thing after thing, some of them do not taste good, but you can feel that energy, that caffeinated goodness begin to surge through your being. Alright, so you, Cyrus, feel 100% sober.
Gross.
You're clean, you are clear. Everything is crystal clear to you. You can hear, there's no buzzing anymore. You can hear the sounds of nature, and you can hear the sounds of metal and steel and soldiers. So,
With that, I'm gonna cast Mage Armor.
okay, you cast Mage Armor. You make your way over towards the gate, and Morganix, you would be the first to see what comes next. You see coming around the corner, the marching stops for maybe about 10 minutes. And then there is a much smaller sound that emerges. And rounding the corner, you're one of the first people to see it with the archers, where you see a collection of maybe 50 soldiers. Each one of them are armed with these large shields, kite shields. They have rifles slung over their shoulders and long swords at their sides. And along with all 50 of these soldiers, there are about 35 prisoners, chained and shackled. In these collections, you see not only the knights, some of the knights, 2 of them, Lapierre being one of them, and you also see most of the archers, prisoners. You see the scouts that you sent north, including Gray. And also, you see that girl who told you to run, the operator of the cannon, chained up. They're tossed down on the ground on their knees. And you see behind the shields of the soldiers on horseback, it's Ethos Ambrose. And he shouts, and you can tell that his voice is amplified somehow. You're not exactly sure how. Varnast, you are familiar with this type of spell, sort of like thaumaturgy, where his voice is now booming out around the area. And he says, "When I came to you the other day, I offered peace. And you shot me in the back. So now I come with an army and with prisoners, and I give you one last chance. Open the gates, throw down your arms, and these prisoners will live. Choose to fight, and they all die. You have till the count of 10. 10! 9! So, as all of you talk about what you want to do.
No.
map.
People are gonna die no matter what. I mean, this is war, and unfortunately, that's the reality of it. And Alec has reasoned that in her head. If we give up now, what was this all for?
How are Nahara and Philip reacting?
They're on the other side of the city.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, because if we go out there and fight them right now, they're gonna kill them anyway. And if we don't, they're gonna destroy the town.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. I'm gonna yell out, but I'm gonna cast suggestion.
Ooh, yes.
He hear you.
I'd say so, yeah.
Well, I mean, I've got thaumaturgy, so I can do the same.
Yeah.
Alright.
Listen, we can avoid more unnecessary bloodshed. Why not settle this by a trial of combat? You're strongest than ours.
All right, what's that? That's that DC. What?
That is a. It is a. Oh shit.
Yeah, Sayla has her own trading card.
Oh, that's good.
Wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw DC 16.
What's he trying to? Ugh, come on. This
Okay.
would be so cool.
Alrighty. Oh shit! That's a 12. That's a.
Yay!
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you see
Is
him.
he in range? Oh fuck! I shouldn't have said that.
Let's see. I mean, Cyrus, if you would have heard and if you would have got up to, like, if you would have been outside of the gate after you got all your caffeine, you would be within range.
But wouldn't thaumaturgy doesn't his voice become louder? So would that extend the range, or is that being too technical?
Yeah.
That's up to Jeff.
You
You
know,
could argue, oh, the magic can only travel so far, but
yeah, you know what? In this situation, it's cool. So fuck it, right?
Way cooler.
The game is meant to make your players feel cool. So yeah, Cyrus, it does
Yeah.
work. Fuck
Hell
raw.
yeah.
Alrighty. So, Cyrus, you shout it out, and he sort of. There's a moment where he stops counting. 3! He smiles. Zamir Dragu, is that you?
Oh.
What?
Uh,
No.
charmed as ever.
Oh no.
Believe me, I would recognize a Tarkirian trial by combat anywhere. I'll oblige. Happily. But it seems as though your, specialty lies in group combat.
Is there a point to this, darling?
I'm just thinking about the renown it would give me if I killed these defenders of Efera. Wanted by Duradine Dupree, wanted by the Governado. I'm assuming if you're there, the rest of them are too. Alex Silverfoot, Morganix, Amela, Sailor, Riven, Varnast, Halmaru.
I call out. It's actually Amela.
After she shouts at that, I say,
Maybe.
No one here matches that name.
Sorry, I don't normally fraternize with the dirt of Avarion. My apologies, milady. So, tell you what, be more than happy to oblige to your suggestion. In fact, I think that there's a dear, estranged family member who would love to meet you again, Cyrus. Zamir. So, As soon as the forces in the south arrive, we'll have our trial by combat. If you all win, we'll gladly turn around and leave your city alone. But if you lose, death will not be swift.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Can I join in on that?
Make an insight check, yeah. 13.
Please.
Guidance. The D4, please.
Yes, go ahead. The D4. Add the D4.
Please.
Okay, 15.
Oh.
Okay,
15.
so what you're getting, both of you, is that there is, in the moment, there's a sense of honesty. You're just not sure if after the spell wears off, if that same sense of honesty will be preserved.
I look over to. Can I see Cyrus or can he see me?
Yeah, I'd say the two of you could see each other.
I look over to Cyrus and kind of like whistle or do something just to get his attention, and I shake my head, and I just hold up one hand with one finger and one hand with another finger. 1-on-1. Now.
Listen. You have prisoners. Why can't you settle this now? I mean, I was going to suggest a champion. I'll fight you myself.
Alec will literally look up at him and scream, "No, you will not."
Actually,
I picked a bad time to drink.
Zamir, that is a great choice. Because my strongest champion is that estranged family member, taught by Emeriel himself after your departure. So, if this is the path you want to take, we'll do it. So,
Cyrus, we should talk about this.
so
I'm not shouting at Sabotages anymore. I'm buying time, and we're going very poorly.
Why'd you volunteer yourself?
Because I have a literal fucking stone golem who I'm going to use to smash the living shit out of them.
They're not gonna accept that as a challenge or a one-on-one.
I don't think they can stop a golem, my dude.
Okay, so with that, as they are talking and you can hear him begin to laugh, and right next to him there is this portal that tears open, this fiery portal. Walking through is a woman in very light, loose clothing. Her hair almost like wisps of flame, these golden bright eyes. And she looks up to you, this deep, sort of tan skin, very similar to Sayla, says, "Why, hello, 13. It's good to meet you finally. It was hard filling into your footsteps, but I think I'm going to prove once and for all who the better is."
It's quite ironic seeing because I literally have no memory of you.
Alrighty. So, with that, Cyrus, you are now face to face to, she has no name aside from 14. So as the two of you stare at each other, maybe 100 feet or so off, as she has this just sort of magic clinging around her, there is a match here. She also is sparking with this sort of very volatile, chaotic magic. Cyrus, you feel those 3 lightning bugs, fireflies, just floating right next to you. With you, accompanying you. And on the edge, on the precipice of this maybe one-on-one duel between 2 chaos sorcerers, that is where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Oh, man.
Dude.
Ah!
Dude.
Oh,
Why do you do
man.
this to us? Why? Why do you do this?
Is she within 90 feet of me?
Um. Do. No. She's like
Shit.
just out of range. She's like at 100.
Shit.
Oh my
So,
god.
If this happens, is there a chance Sayla can like sneak around and try
All
to start
cooking for
freeing
next
people?
time.
Yeah, that is a. Oh man, you said sneak around and try and.
Yeah, like go like over here and come over here and just start like setting people free while they're not looking with like invisibility.
Well, they're
So
surrounded.
anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only issue is there are a lot of soldiers there. That's the only issue.
Dang.
Yeah, because luckily their troops have been thinned out a little bit. You know, they're maybe at
Hell
I think
yeah.
they're at 425 now. Lapierre, his
Because we
knights and the
burned
archers,
half the camp.
they did some damage. So yeah, you whittled them down.
Yeah, they did that, and then we burned some of them alive.
Yes. Oh man. Okay. Well, awesome. Hey, I just want to say thank
Ah.
you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed the follow, and come back next week to finally see the maybe siege, maybe one-on-one duel of All's Crossing.